just to illustrate how important root systems are in forests and systems. 1964 in America, some scientists walked into an old growth forest and cut down a tree. I think it was a maple tree. They cut it down to the ground. Boom. It's an old growth forest, a massive system. Been there for, whatever. And into the top of the tree, they put some radioactive isotopes. They put radioactive calcium and phosphorus into the top of the tree, into the actual, so it would drip into the sap stream of the tree. And they came back 10 days later, and they had a Geiger counter, and they wanted to test how far this radioactivity has actually spread. And within 10 days, it had spread 10 metres into the forest in all directions. The radioactivity could be monitored. But the interesting thing was, it was in 43% of all the other trees. It had actually spread. And sure, this was, say it was a maple, but it was in other maples.
So was that root systems crossing over and touching? Is that how that transferred?
Yeah. There was a transfer within the entire system, but not just in all the other maples. They were in another 43% of other species, just in that forest system. What happened? How did that happen? And they worked out there's several ways that actually occurs in a forest system. And your gardens can be exactly the same way. And we're just starting to understand how trees work, how forests work, and how you can use it, and how we can design systems to mirror those sorts of potentials. And what had happened is you got co-joining of roots. So the roots were actually of one species were actually under the soil, they cross over. So you've got a root coming here, and then you'll have another root of an elm tree, and they'll cross in the soil. Of course they would. It's a busy place in the soil. And to certain species, they'll co-join. They'll actually join. They'll actually meet up, and then they'll share nutrient. There'll be a nutrient flow between the two species, unrelated species. And in nature, you see this more and more. It's not about, as we would say, it's about competition. Everything's about competition. We have this model of the world that everything's in competition. It doesn't work like that. Actually, it's actually cooperation. They all get on. Everything gets on. We can learn a bit from that. And the other thing they found was that the soil funguses in the soil would actually pick up the nutrients and move it around. And so you can have a plant here, for example, there's a plant there, and you've got a root system between the two. And they may not actually co-join, but there'll be a fungus, and the fungus will actually transfer it through. It actually lives on the root systems themselves. So the funguses are absolutely incredible in the soil. They move things around. As they need, they'll move water, they'll move fertiliser, they'll move nitrogen, they'll move everything. And so if they're doing it, well, we don't need to do it anymore. So it's a question about getting an ecosystem in your garden that will actually help and do it for you, because they're a lot more efficient than we are.